Hey everybody, Monty here. So we didn't quite get done with the circles. So let's do some actual practice. So we have all this vocabulary, okay? 15 different words. Wow. Now we want to find relationships with these central angles and inscribed angles. So let's get started. The other day we drew an actual circle and we split it right down the middle. Okay, and when we split it down the middle, we agreed that it was a semicircle. Okay, and a semicircle was half a circle, circle being 360 degrees. Well, half a circle must be 180. The arc created by that angle is also 180. I want you to pay attention to straight line means 180 degrees. So this line is 180 degrees from here to here. Okay? So the next thing we wanted to do was discover that a central angle that measure 90 degrees is the same measure as the arc created by that angle. So arc is equal to the central angle. Okay? The arc measure is equal to the central angle. Okay? They're equal to each other. Serious. Let's look at another example. Do the peace symbol, right? Divide it three ways. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a third of a circle. If we take 360 degrees and divide by 3, we get 120 degrees. Okay? So 120 degrees, 120 degrees. This has to be 120 degrees, right? We could actually subtract 360 minus 120 minus 120 indeed gives us 360 minus 240. So we get 120 degrees. Okay, so this angle must be 120 degrees. Well, the arc has to be the same. So let's just label that. Grab a little blue highlighter here. That arc must be 120. This arc must be 120. This arc must be 120 degrees. So the arc is equal to, okay, arc is equal to the angle measure. Okay? All right. So that's our rule. Central angle is equal to the arc measure. Okay? They are equal. Now, the other day we started talking about put a square inside a circle. Okay? We had 4 90-degree angles. I want you to realize, well, we just saw on the other side a straight line is 180 degrees. This is 180 degrees. This is a central angle. It's a straight line. That's equal to the 180-degree arc. But what if I connect the endpoints of the diameter to that square we created, right? And this is 90 degrees. I want you to see that this 90 is half. Okay? So, an inscribed angle is half. Okay? Inscribed angle is half the arc measure. Okay? Well, let's kind of take a look at this next one here. I drew one. We have the 90. Okay? And I think we all agree this is a 90-degree angle. And we have a 90-degree arc. Okay? Well, what if I connect the endpoints? What if I connect these endpoints and I connect it down here, split it. Okay. What do you think this red angle measure is? What is this angle measure? Okay. It turns out it's half. This is 45 degrees. Now let's see if I can sketch that in. Imagine if I took the tangent and made it a 90. You see how this is half? Isn't that cool? It actually is half. Okay? Well, let's go one step further. See if you can visualize this. Have the peace symbol. Draw the peace symbol. Okay? Over at 120 degrees. Okay? Just like we did over here. 120, 120. So we agree 120 degrees. We agree 120 degrees. I'm going to convince you that this is 60 degrees. Why are you going to do that, Monty? Okay. Several different ways we could do this, besides the fact that it's true and there's a rule that states that. Okay. I want you to visualize several things here. Okay. The first thing you could visualize is this. What if I drew a radius and a radius? They have to be equal, right? This is 30 degrees because you already told me this was 120 degrees. Well, if that's 30, that has to be equal to this. This has to be 30. Well, we cut it in the middle. If that's a 30, then that has to be a 30. Okay? Which makes 60 degrees, which is indeed half of the 120. Okay? Another thing we're going to discover in time is we could look at it a different way. We want this measure, right? I'm going to make this blue triangle. And all three angles have to be equal. And we're going to discover in time that a triangle has 180 degrees. Well, if that's 180 degrees, and there's three of them, divide by 3, and we find out this is a 60, 60, and a 60, which is half of the 120 we originally started with. Okay? So, with that, the rule is an inscribed angle, an angle that's on the edge of the circle. That measure is half of the arc length. Half. Okay? All right. So that's what we talked about in class. Now we want to actually go do some practice. Okay? So in the first thing we talked about in class today was a circle is 360 degrees. Okay? The whole circle is 160. Second thing we talked about, central angle is equal to the arc. The arc is equal to the central angle. So let's write those in. 154, 154. 81, 81. Well, now we can do some math and figure this out. We can do some math and figure this out. Okay, so 360 is made up of 81 plus 154 plus something to equal 360. Okay, do a little math, figure that out. 235 plus something is 360. Okay, now remember, I'm an equal sign, got to keep it balanced, right? So we're going to subtract the 235, subtract the 235, and we get 125 degrees. 125 degrees, 125 degrees. Okay, now you try one. Arc 65, central angle has to be the same, 65. Arc 145, angle has to be 145. You do the math and calculate the central angle and the arc length. Remember, everything starts with 360 degrees. 65 plus 145 plus something equals 360. Okay? So in class, we did that activity. All right? Pause the video, you give it a try. Now, the last thing we're studying on circles is the arc measure is double the angle measure, or the other way around. Okay? So 65 double 130. Okay? If the arc is 125, 125 divided by 2, 125 divided by 2, 62.5, get our calculator, 62.5, okay? So then come around, and we know that a circle is 360 degrees minus the 130 minus the 125. Can we do that? Absolutely we can. Okay, so let's erase this. I can see the look in your eyes. That's not making sense to you. So let's just think of the whole outside circle. A circle is made up of 360 degrees, right? Boom. And that 360 degrees is made up of three pieces. 125, the 130, because we doubled it, and then the last piece right here. Okay? How about that? That make more sense? Now, on the balance, put these together. 255, 360, subtract from both sides. Okay? Minus 255, minus 255. And we get 105 degrees is our question mark. Okay? Then in class, I had you try one, 126. The new rule, you got to double. 164. So 360 degrees is equal to the 126 plus the 164 plus what we're looking for. Okay, you do that math. And then we have a solo activity outside of class. The outside of class activity is identify your circle vocabulary and then try to find some angle measures. Cool? I'll do that video and I'll post it with our assignment. So, happy Tuesday, everybody. Have a great Veterans Day, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.